Over a year after its release, I offer you a trip back to the awesome world of Dishonored, a little masterpiece developed by Arkane Studios and published by Bethesda, end of 2012. But first, let's talk a little bit about Arkane. Arkane Studios is a French video game developer founded in Lyon in 1999 and which is well known for its famous Arx Fatalis released in 2002, Dark Messiah of Might and Magic released in 2006, both amazing games with great gameplay and level design. What you probably didn't know is that Arkane also helped for the level design of some levels in Bioshock 2 and was intended to help develop Spielberg's video game experience LMNO before it got cancelled. In 2010, the French studio was acquired by ZeniMax Media, the mother company of Bethesda Softworks that brought us Skyrim. And 2 years later, Arkane struck back with a new and incredible video game, Dishonored. Dishonored is a dark game that takes the player in the city of Dunwall, which is ravaged by the plague, and orphan of its empress that has been murdered before your eyes. You play as Corvo Etano, a young bodyguard and your majesty's confidant wrongly accused of the death of the empress. Sentenced to be executed for your so-called murder, you start the game in a prison cell you must escape. Thus, a multitude of choices are available to you. You can silently choke guards and fight your way quietly out of jail, or rush blindly into them, killing everyone that crosses your path. Whatever the choice, you will notice that the game is doing brilliantly well, offering you multiple approaches in any given situation, also having a very well put together fighting system. When you come to blows with your opponents, counterattacking is crucial, and the guys at Arkane managed to set up a very enjoyable battle system. If you parry at the right timing, your opponents will be destabilized and you'll have more time to execute your counterattacks. Beheadings, slow motions and combos are also galore. Besides your assassin's sword, you have another hand free for you to use a ranged weapon or magic. If you decide to play stealthily, the crossbow will certainly be your best choice, whereas the gun may be more suited to deal a burst of damage or disrupt the enemy at close range. The AI is far from being stupid, and you have a simple to understand detection system at hand. If an NPC suspects your presence, a little bolt will appear above its head, and their number will increase up to 3 when you will clearly be detected. Able to dodge your shots, counter, and also use secondary weapons to kill you, your opponents will offer an interesting challenge in combat. But little do they know that they are facing an overpowered assassin. Nevertheless, the game remains largely affordable even on the hardest difficulty. The thing is just not to rush into the enemies and plan your course beforehand. After you've escaped the prison, you encounter a resistance group with whom you will elaborate plans to dispose of those in power, eliminating the political impostors of Dunwall, one by one. Your goal is to find Emily, daughter of the Empress, in hands of the enemy, and meant to replace her late mother on the throne. But what makes you different from the others? You can actually wield special powers that were given to you by the so-called Outsider, a mysterious and philosophical guide throughout the adventure. The Outsider gives you his mark early in the game and watches over your actions. Thanks to his powers, you can blink from place to place, manipulate time, or even take control of living beings. All of these powers give you lots of options and deadly combos to make. Without being too short, the game itself can be beaten fairly quickly, but thankfully has a high level of replayability due to its exceptional level design and optional missions. There is also a huge amount of books and other writings that will help you a lot better understand the political context and traditions of Dunwall. As the adventure unfolds, you will discover the grim and grotesque face of the nobles and senior officers of Dunwall, all with a unique design and expression. The government you find yourself fighting against is unfair, cruel, and led to the decadence of Dunwall, now filled with infected people and abandoned districts. The player also meets a pretty intriguing character by the name of Granny Rags, who will confront you to difficult choices, but will overall be of great help. Runes, plants, and other objects are scattered throughout all the levels and will provide you all sorts of useful improvements to enhance your powers and characteristics. In short, Dishonored is a game that will put you in front of your decisions and actions from the beginning till the end of your adventure, nothing more. It is an extremely fun game to play with a complex background and an amazingly coherent and fascinating gloomy world. I really recommend playing it regardless of the kind of games you like. whether you're a gamer or not, but you can be assured that the game won't leave you indifferent.